So many of you remember that before I moved to Danneberg Acres, our acreage here, I used to have a shop in the backyard. Here's some of the cars I worked on and owned, and had a beautiful lift and everything. So here's a couple before and afters of the cars that I used to work on. That one I just sold to Ontario before we moved here. That's a Grand Prix that somebody else owned. Got it all done and painted. It's a rotary engine Mazda, and that's all painted up there. Put that back together. That's my Galaxy 67 Galaxy. There it is there. Enjoyed that for many years. And that's a truck that somebody wanted completely restored. It was a show winner. Won twice top truck. There it is with a model on it. And yeah, then the last one I did was this Comet, 1964 Comet Caliente. The owner's dad bought it new from the dealership he worked at as an accountant. So yeah, it was looking good from afar, but close up, far from good. It was fairly rusty, had some major holes when you got close enough, and bubbles bubbling up underneath chrome, etc. So here's one, started tearing it down, tore it right down to the basics, took all the parts and pieces off it that were needed for paint. And then this is old repairs. Look at that Bondo, how thick it was in there, brass underneath there. So started cutting that all out, cut all the rust, all the dirt out, all the pieces. Started putting new patch panels in from the back, cleaned it all up inside, no more rust, new patch panels from the front, and little by little patched it up from the inners there to the outers, all metal finished, and took all that Bondo out, and even did underneath the spring hangers. There was patches that needed to be repaired, so fixed all that up. The inside was good, the interior was good except for the driver's floor here, and so I repaired that, put a new patch panel in the floor, so everything was solid. There it is just before primer, ready for primer, all metal finished and stripped. So there's the first coat of primer. That was block sanded 3 or 4 times I think, and then high build primer on it. Dirty job. And there it is painted. So I took it to a local shop here, got it painted by them, original white. Wimbledon white, I think. So yeah, it turned out really good, and then we moved to the acreage, so I didn't have time to put it together, and the deal was they were going to have somebody else put it together, and they tried. It sat around for 3 years before it finally came back. Here it is, coming back to my place, the acreage, middle of winter, and into my new garage. Not a shop anymore, but so I'm going to put it back together, and this is just a little video I wanted to put together to show you where it was and how it got to where it is now. And here it is sitting with all the parts and pieces inside. There's still a fair amount of restoration to do. All those parts and pieces have to be cleaned and polished and refurbished, and new carpet I'll buy. Some pieces we'll have to try to source, and some we'll just clean up and reassemble. A lot of clips and whatnot that we're gonna have to find. Clips and brackets and things like that. All those pieces are full, those tubs are full of parts. We'll put all these tail lights on, clean them all up. There's ways of restoring all the plastic and stuff to make it look like new. And this is the before and after of the engine. It never changed. There it is. That's how it sits today. So we've got to get that going, running, cleaned up, get that power washed, and we'll turn something like this, which was a Challenger, into that, which was the Challenger after. But more than likely it'll be something like this, which was for my Galaxy. So join us, click subscribe to follow along, and we'll get all this done.